All righty. Good morning. Thank you for joining us for the first session of our Soundbites Small Business Soundbite series with the U.S. Small Business Association, the SBA. I'm going to hand it over to Miguel to take it away and talk a little bit about what your organization does and how it can help your businesses and other folks that you know. So, Miguel, take it away. I think you're muted for the moment.
I do this all the time. Sorry about that. So,
All good.
hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Again, Miguel Morales with the Small Business Administration. I cover 7 counties throughout the state of New Hampshire, and I also cover the whole state of veterans and spouses. So, what we basically do is help anyone that's thinking about it, or already have started, or already in business that's looking to expand different avenues for their business. So we got, we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of resources are out there to help your business and the business community grow. So you can see the slide fine.
Yep, all good.
So this is our office here. This is Amy Bass is this is director. Rachel Roderick, she's actually no longer here, so this is needs to be updated. Sorry about that. So I'm Miguel Morales. So I cover 7 counties, as you can see there. We have Tuesday Perkins. She's the lenders relations specialist. She deals with a lot of the lending institutes out there and train a lot of the commercial loan officers about the different loan programs that we actually have. Cheryl Cordone is our public affairs specialist. So when we're out and about and we're doing things for small businesses, she's going to make sure that there's media there's a write-up so we could actually pass this on to our region. And Teresa Penta is the guru for government contracting. So if anyone's looking into the government contracting or being certified as a woman-owned, veteran-owned, or looking into the 8A contracting part, she could actually help with that. And our email address is our first name dot last name at sba.gov. So how we help, small business. So we deal with, again, I was saying, we deal with a lot of the lending institutes in the state of New Hampshire. We have a sheet on both sides, whether the community banks, credit unions, and national banks. Pretty much there's quite a few that's out there. So guarantee loans to the banks. So when the lender, commercial loan officer is looking at a business plan, it's kind of seem iffy or anything like that, that's when they contact the SBA, see if we'll guarantee a portion of that loan. So we could guarantee a portion of it, 50% to 90% of the loan. There's free business advisings and also mentoring. So we're going to go through that, government contract, and we're going to go through that, and exporting. And at the end, we're going to talk about recovery. So SBA road commercial financing. This was how many loans that we actually did last year, fiscal 2023. 63 504s. That amount, the 7A is the most popular one there in the 504s. So this is what we're looking at. Micro loans. We're going to go through all those in a little bit. So basically, what comes down to play is if you're shortfall on a collateral, if the lenders is looking at that, it's like, hey, probably contact SBA and see if they're willing to guarantee a portion of this loan. Especially when you're a new business, some lending institutes out there probably won't touch you. But if you get a great credit score, a great business plan, and they're all looking, maybe 20% down, and you're all set, there's a good chance that they might do it as long as you get your ducks in order. If not, we have partners that can actually help you with that. Some industries are risky. Some of the loan programs, they have a longer maturity date if it needs to, especially like if you're doing commercial real estate or heavy equipment that's it needs a 10, 15 years on that. So first thing I get questioned a lot is grants. There's no grants out there for startups. I haven't seen any for grants for startups. So I tell everyone, don't go into Google and type it in because there's a million scams out there, and this is how a lot of new entrepreneurs get scammed. If something looks too good to be true, you contact us. We could actually do some research and look at it. So partners I was talking about earlier. So we have SCORE. Um, they're great. They're mentors. They're all volunteers. They do not get paid for this at all. They are fully funded by the Small Business Administration and approved by the Small Business Administration. So you have SCORE, you have the Small Business Development Center. Again, they're approved and funded by the SBA. They're located throughout the state. A lot of them are located throughout the universities in the state of New Hampshire. We have the Veterans Business Outreach Center. They do a lot of the business advising also, just like the Small Business Development Center does. And the Center for Women Enterprise, they do a little bit of mentoring, but they do more of the business advising. So if you're looking for more of the mentoring part, probably look at the SCORE. And if you're looking for a certain industry to for mentoring, SCORE would actually find somebody. So we have two chapters of SCORE. One is called the Granite SCORE that covers pretty much all of New Hampshire, and then we have the Seacoast and the Seacoast SCORE. They're covered the whole Seacoast and part of Maine also. So these services are free for the lifetime of your business. Whether you've been in business for 10, 20, 30 years, whatever help you need, you're not sure of, they're here for you for this. So always, if something you're not sure about, it can help you. And the majority of these groups here are business owners. So they've been through the whole 9 yards, like everyone else in the past, of starting a business, starting something new, filling a business, starting something up again. They're great if you're looking into, if you need help with a business plan, any of these guys could actually help you with it. When you're going to a lending institute and you don't have a business plan, they're going to say, come back, until you get one done. And normally a lot of these lenders will see that if you do have a business plan and one of these groups that actually helps you with it, there's a better chance of you probably getting a loan. So I know what SCORE does is they have you do one on your own. They cross the T's and dot the I's. They'll sit down with you, and they're pretend the lending institute, so they're going to tell you what needs to be changed. That way, here with any of these groups, any lending institute you go to with your business plan, you can have confidence in it. You can understand it, and especially sitting down with a commercial loan officer. So they help you with all, again, advising, guidance, and support, any kind of help that you need, or something you're not sure of, or what ifs. You could use all three of them if you're a veteran. If you're not a veteran, you could use SCORE, SBDC, and the Center for Women Enterprise. I get a lot, which one's the right one for me? Use all of them because each one will bring something different to the table to help you. So here's a little cheat sheet that we actually have. I usually send this out through an email. I could send this out afterwards. But so we have SCORE, Center for Women Enterprise, the Small Business Development Center, and the VBOC. So their telephone numbers and their websites. This is our website. If you go into sba.gov/NH, it's going to come up with this. So you will actually see our district office in there. You can schedule an appointment. We have the calendar events. So any events that anyone's doing, like for SCORE, SBDC, Center for Women Enterprise, VBOC, including SBA, will be on that calendar event. Majority of those events are pretty much free always. Something to definitely look into. It fills up the whole month. Sometimes we get 3 or 4 months already ahead of time on this. So this is a great thing to go in there. We also update other things that's going on, like newsletters, press releases. We're also on LinkedIn, so something to look into LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn. So if you're already in business, usually we want you to be in business for at least a year and a half to 2 before you start looking into government contracting or exporting. Um, the government buys everything and anything, whether it's a product or service. So does it really buy from small businesses? Absolutely they do. And we'll go over that in a few also on that. We could teach you how to build your network in the government contract because there's a lot of information out there, a lot of languages to understand government contract, and it could be really confusing. But we could actually help you with that to have a better understanding on government contracting. The same thing for exporting. Um, Save yourself something in Amazon. If it goes to Canada, you're actually exporting. So do you have the potential for exporting? You know, they could look at just stuff like that. Um, it's not always just about goods; it's also about services too. Is there financing resources available for government for exporting? Absolutely, because we guarantee 90% of the loan programs to the lending institutes if you're looking into exporting. So the government contracting, you know, you get your 8A development program. The hub zone is the unutilized business zone area. They cover Cohas County, Sullivan County. They are bits and pieces throughout the state of New Hampshire. You could go into Google and type in hub zone maps and put your address in there to see if you're actually in a hub zone. There's some kind of rules and regulations that you know if you're in a hub zone, there's your employees have to live in a hub zone area, not the owner. So there's things like that, and it kind of helps like if you really want to get into government contracting. So this is kind of a little plus there that it's going to push to help you get contracts. Woman-owned business, there's a certification on that that gets done yearly. So you can reach out to our office on that there, and there's a 5% goal. Service sustainable veteran owned. It's was 3%, now it's actually 5% goal. And so we took over the Department of Defense wanted as the Small Business Administration to take over the VA certification for veteran-owned businesses. So that's what we have done. It's been working out great. So what the goal is, the government has a 25% goal for buying from small businesses. And our agency checks all the other agencies and making sure they're buying products and services from a small business. If that agency is not meeting their goals, we're going to reach out to the head of that agency and basically tell them, like, hey, what's going on? You're not buying from a small business, or you're not using the product and services. You need to meet your goals. So they're really good with that. And I know we've met our goals so far the past 5 years. So it's been really great. To order to call yourself a woman-owned business or service-disabled veteran-owned business, and if you have partners involved, if your partner is not a veteran, you have to be 51% owner of the business. The same thing as a woman-owned business. If your partner is not a woman, you have to be at least 51% owner of the business in order to qualify for any of these programs. And feel free to stop me and ask me any questions if you want. So I'll be glad to answer them. Disaster. So as you can see there, it's true. This 25% of businesses do not reopen after a major disaster. Disaster could be a fire, flood, ice storm, you name it, anything that's natural. COVID was another one, economic injury disaster. Um, there was a lot of businesses that could not reopen from that. Protect your business. We do have a website, take a plan of action, look into it. The first thing a lot of people will make the mistake is cleaning up right away. I tell everyone take as much photos as you can before FEMA comes through, because the first thing everybody wants to do is clean up. So this way here, you have photos of damages. And if you already clean up that certain site and FEMA does come through, it's like, hey, there's really nothing there. You got to prove it to us. This way here, you have photos. So take a lot of photos, Um, prepare your business and learn more by visiting that website there. It's basically for your personal and your business, and taking care of your employees and your business for a disaster when it comes when that time comes. Um, we do have special initiatives. Small Business Week Awards that's coming up in May. Nominations are actually starting now, so we recognize businesses out there that actually use, our resource partners or maybe a loan program. Um, they have to be in business for 3 years, and we recognize like a young entrepreneur, woman-owned business, exporting, manufacturing, um, 8A contracting, you name it. So we'll recognize them, and May is National Small Business Week, and we'll have the press there. We'll have a thing going on to get the press there, and all kinds of other town officials and professionals to be there. It's a great thing to have. Veteran Small Business Week is November. So November we do quite a bit workshops for veterans and spouses that week. Normally I would do like Boots of Business that gets done every quarterly. It's a 2-day program. It's done online. It's basically getting involved to start a business. We push market research. We talk quite a bit on business plans, business financials, a lot of what ifs. How far do you want to grow your market? And just, how far do you want your business to go? You want to go from Manchester to Concord, or you want to go from Manchester to, to Massachusetts, to California, to Florida, wherever, or what kind of income people that you want to hit too. So got to do your market research, make sure you get that kind of niche that's out there. So a lot of areas that we do target is rural areas, entrepreneurship. Um, again, I cover pretty much a lot of the state. So when I'm out and about, I stop in every city, town hall, and talk to the town administrator or the economic development person, and let them know we're here to help their business communities. But when I'm out there, well, I'm not just talking about SBA's product. I'm talking about what the state also does too. You have the business economic affairs. You got chambers, that's throughout in New Hampshire, different chambers. So, they great on networking, especially ribbon, can't spit it out. Red ribbon cutting openings. Um, the chambers do. It's usually in the press. The town economic development people will be there. So I tell a lot of people, not just SBA, but these other groups, you want them to help you with your business, because especially networking is like, to me, is like the number one thing to do. Get your business up and running. Um, Other partners, I did talk about the business and the economic affairs. They're great. Again, any state issues that you have, or if you're not sure, please contact me. I know there's a few people in the DEA that could actually help out. The New Hampshire Apex Accelerator. So the used to be called the Procurement Technical Assistance Center. It's a free program if you're looking into contracting. So they deal with state and federal contracts. So you're looking at schools, municipalities, federal buildings, anything, they can help you with. So it's a free program. It's a public record, so anyone can look into it and say, hey, if this is a woman-owned business, she's kind of close. Let me directly contact her. And again, I have to stress out, it's no one's guaranteed they're going to get a contract. Some people will be in there for 2 or 3 years and might not even see a contract, but you're in the system. It's something to look at. I work very closely with the Secretary of State Corporate Division. So my son and I actually does a workshop on the first Thursday every month on New Hampshire quick starts. So instead you have to go to the Secretary of State, you go into their website, New Hampshire quick starts, and navigate through different things in there and how to pull up your certification certificates and stuff like that. There's a lot of community development finance authority. That's another great group to look into. You can Google them; they're right in there. I did talk about the chambers. The chambers, like I said, they're great to have and to help. Especially to grow your business. I hear nothing but good things with a lot of the chambers, so that's fantastic that we actually have stuff like that. Um, Local economic development groups. The biggest thing that I've come up this year was one of the towns that I spoke to that businesses do start in that area, but don't consider to talk to the town economic development. And because there's rules and regulations, and some of these businesses will probably have to be shut down for a few months or so until they get the codes up and everything correctly done right. So when I'm out there talking to any startup is to make sure they deal with the town economic development. And also, a lot of the town economic developments, they got programs that can actually help you with your business. They might have like little tiny loan programs, not all the towns do or the cities do, but they might have incentives to keep your business in that town. So something to definitely look into it. Have that relationship with your economic development. Have your relationship with a lending institute, any lending institute you're dealing with, especially with a business loan. Have that relationship. You don't have to take them out for dinner. Have a cup of coffee once in a while. Let them know that you're doing it. The business is doing very well. Let them know also if your business is not doing that great because they're going to know what's out there to help your business to get more help. You know, um, our partners that are SBA partners, it's not a one shot time deal. It's for the lifetime of your business. Utilize them. Utilize everybody that's on this list. Again, some photos that I just put up. The quick start with the Secretary of State, the CDFA, utilize them. Different areas that I work with. Again, the Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission, Business Economic Affairs, and then right here in Manchester, you get the Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce. And basically, that's what I have. If anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know.
Yeah, Miguel, we have one question in the chat. It says, does a sole DBA qualify a woman-owned business, or should it be an LLC or S Corp, etc.?
So when it comes to LLC as sole proprietor, that is something you definitely have to speak to an attorney about. But if you're just a woman-owned business under any of them, you can still get certified, but you have to be at least 51% owner or more.
And I would
That,
say the Center for Women Enterprise is a great resource for that kind of question than anything else that
yeah,
falls.
actually, any of the
Concern.
any of the partners could actually help with that question. But they're not attorneys. So when it comes to an LLC or the sole proprietor questions, that's something you might have to consult with an attorney. So if you go to like the New Hampshire Bar Association, a lot of attorneys are given 1 hour fee pro bono. So something to look into. All our partners have a referral list. Like if you're looking for an attorney, a CPA, or an accountant, they got a referral list that they could hand off to you. They tell these businesses right up front, you're dealing with a small business, don't charge them. I don't like the, they're starting up. So years down the road, you might want to raise your rates a little higher, but they're there. They also have a list of attorneys that will give a free 1 hour pro bono.
All right. Not seeing any other questions in the chat at this moment. I will share out Miguel's contact info, as he said earlier, for anyone at the SBA. It's first name dot last name at, I think it was sba.gov.
Yes.
Is his email address. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out. And then I believe we have another one in this series. I'm not exactly sure when it is, but we'll continue the conversation going with the SBA and with Miguel going forward, and we'll let everyone know when that is.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Thank you all for your time today. If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to reach out, and look forward to being in touch, and enjoy the rest of your day here. Awesome. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.